Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to, well, it's Captive Industry, of course, but this is going to be a series of videos, I'm thinking probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 at least, where we're going to focus a little bit more on optimizing certain aspects of our colony because we are stretching these specific areas very thin, like barely good enough to get by. And so if we expand any more, it's going to cause us a lot of problems. In so doing, or at least in starting this particular series of videos on expanding things and addressing certain things, I wanted to fill you in on progress on the trench. It is done. And we got pipes started to be built already. Check out how perfect they are, all right? I don't do this very often, all these perfectly aligned things, but there is a certain satisfaction to every single post that's holding up the pipe, just all being together now. Isn't that nice? I think that's pretty nice. And they've only built it out to here, but they're going to keep building these as well. Now, the last trench we built, you might remember from the beta playthrough, we had 4 pipes out of the ground. I figured, well, hey, you might as well do it bigger. What's, is it possible to do double? Now, again, I want to reiterate 2 points. There's very little reason to do this. It's not that helpful. And it takes a long time to do it. And in terms of how I'm doing it anyway, with all the wall segments to hold things together as we were doing it, it's going to take a lot of resources too. But on the plus side, it's going to look... well, it's going to be invisible, so it'll look pretty cool when we're done. But the second thing is, I just want to reiterate this as well, is that I don't even know what I'm going to do with all these pipes yet. This is in here just to do it. That is the only reason to do this. We're doing it because we can. Not because you should, not because it's better. We're doing it because we can. All right, so in an effort to get started with the just because we can, I also have this area here with sand, as well as this little bit here now. But this is going to start getting mined out. I want this entire beach at +1. Okay? Very far down. And so what we need is, we have this zone here governed by this mining tower. And this is the only place on the entire island where they are allowed to dump sand. So here's what I want to do. We are going to go the +1 here. We're going to fill all of this in the +1. Okay? All the way up to about here. Now on this side, we're going to go +2. I think I might actually change it to +3, even though they won't be able to do it successfully. But if I could do this as +3 here, they'll try. They'll fail, but they'll try. Okay, so this is how we're going to end up burying these pipes, and we'll end up having these pipes here. Now, this was dug down to 0 because I want the beach at +1. That's how we're getting all this done. And ultimately, this is just a ramp that was made so that we could get our trucks into here. Now that that ramp is made, these guys can go ahead and start filling it in. So the first thing I'm going to do to help speed this process along is, as you might have guessed, we're just going to delete the walls. So we remove the wall segments all the way out to about here. We do the same thing on this side to here and all through here. And this is going to basically have the sand collapse. But it's going to get us our concrete and iron returned to us. Not that we necessarily need it, but it's going to get that stuff returned to us. There we go. So now they can start burying these pipes. Come all the way out here. They haven't actually got these parts built yet. I'm letting them do it. I'm not going to build it with Unity. But there's a difference between how we did it in the beta and how we had to do it this time. Because they've now added collapsible terrain, it changes the rules a little bit. Rather than marking it to fill it in, and this is, I kind of tested this out while I was dealing with the mining tutorial a long time ago, like weeks ago. Instead of marking this to fill it in and then making the pipes, and having them just work. You need to build the pipes first now and then bury them. It's an officially supported thing now, and that's how you have to do it. If you don't do it that way, then the terrain itself will actually disappear on top of the pipe once you're done with it, and then you have to refill it in. So it's a kind of a way to dispose of things without actually having any new terrain made. It literally makes the materials disappear. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm also looking at waste collection just to make sure we're not building up on that. And one of the things I need to talk about, and mostly we're going to be focusing on the next couple of videos, is trying to get water under control. Water is being used very fast by the town, to the point where I'm only really stable on water because I have all 3 edicts for water active. Water Saver 1, Water Saver 2, and the second Water Saver 2. Pretty sure it's supposed to be Water Saver 3. Typo. So 1, 2, and 3 asterisk are active, and that is the only reason. It is an extra full unity for just 5% less water. So very tight on water resources. I want to also come over here and show you that we're out of oil as well. And it's not that we don't have anything working with the boat. There's just not enough cargo to pick up yet. And both of my oil ships are doing this. So if you take a look over here, also empty. So we have got to go out to the map and upgrade one of those oil rigs again. Unfortunately, there's just not enough there. So we're going to commit resources to going ahead and uploading and updating this one. So I'm going to tell them to load the ship. We have 400 red parts in storage. We can just send it over here and get it loaded in. Now, I'm going to need to use red parts today because, again, we're expanding our water plants. And I kind of wanted to share with you a little bit about how that's going to develop. It's going to take me a while to do it. Probably be some cuts. But my plans for the water, there's actually 2 separate plans for that. One of them involves nuclear, which is going to take place over here. And it's kind of why I'm digging this out, actually. I want this to be, this is all going to be nuclear. But the second thing is drinking water and all that stuff. We need to pump the water from the sea. We simply cannot get it fast enough doing it any other way. We've got to pump it from the sea. But here's the problem. And it's mostly how this sort of like the game works, right? There's 2 seawater pumps here, and this works because the land is kind of indented back. You cannot have any zone cross into another zone, otherwise it won't work. So for this, the seaport's zone is right here, okay? The cargo dock. And the zone for the seawater pumps are not there. They're out this far. See how far that goes? You have to make a mental picture of it because it doesn't actually, show you, but it goes out about there, okay? That's like 4 tiles out from where the cargo dock is. And this just happens to be 5 tiles out. So in other words, these are just in enough to where they don't interfere with the cargo dock. If this shoreline wasn't sand right here, I would be able to continue this and add more seawater pumps right here. But I can't. It's not deep enough there. So I'd have to push it forward more to do it, to get it in there. And it doesn't work. I could fill the land in more to make it work, to put this in here, but then it would cross into the zone and that doesn't work. I can do it over this way, but I have to, again, go in as far as possible. Maybe like that. That would technically work, but I can't get 2 of them because of this. See that? So I could put it out here, and you might think that's fine, right? But you'll notice, as soon as I press this, instantly it says ship access is blocked in the top right corner, and a little icon appears here. So when you're placing these near water where cargo ports is, you have to be careful about this. This zone, this blue zone that's stretching out there, it's stretching out far enough to where it crosses into the red zone for this, out this way, this far basically. And because of that, you can't place this here. It's going to block your port. And I've got that same problem happening on this side. I can't do it here. I can't do it here. And I also can't do it here. It's just going to block the port. This goes all the way out to here. So I can't actually place any seawater pumps in this entire area unless I do it way back here. Which, like, this is going to get filled in, right? We're gonna fill this in, and I'm filling it in out to this far so that as the shoreline sort of starts falling down, I'm not going to use any walls. As it falls down, then it won't, creep into where the ship is either. So seawater pumps could go here. I believe I can fit one here currently. There's another seawater pump area I can fit two in right here, which is a pretty clever little placement, I think. I can place it here, there, and one more next to it right there, which is kind of nifty. It's our own little private little area. We're going to implement a very cool, in my opinion, anyway, because this has been like planned since day one, a very cool little plan that kind of incorporates this kind of idea of having a little lake within your island to draw water from. But we can't do that just yet, and I'm not quite ready to do it yet, but we will be doing a lot of that once we get to nuclear. Right now, since I have pipes going in and getting laid in and ready, I think we should go for a little bit more longer term solution that offers some flexibility. And we're actually going to implement some water pumps on this side of the island. We have this nice flat coastline right here, and I can place a whole bunch of these water pumps over here instead. 1, 2, 3. Copy. 4. Wanted to copy it like this. So I can do an awful lot of this. All these water pumps can totally happen. And they're far enough away to where they don't impede this cargo port. Now, I was going to put a cargo port over here, but I'm thinking about all the different things I could use cargo docks for. And I just can't think of a reason why I want boats coming in right here in this specific spot. I just don't know what I would want to come in here. So I'm going to take and build a whole bunch of seawater pumps right here. And we're going to power them and staff them. And all the water that comes from this is going to feed over through here, across this this little walled area here, right in front of this, basically. It's going to go underneath this bridge, over top of these two pipes, probably on both sides, since I think it most likely has to happen that way. And these two tier 3 pipes that end up coming out this side are then going to connect here. And these two pipes are going to get upgraded to tier 3. Okay? It's going to cost us 30 apiece. Well, at least up to here. And then, as it goes. But we'll end up having 900 units of seawater sent to this spot right here. So now I can process that seawater into water that's usable, but I don't have to pump it here, and therefore I don't have to get in the way of the ports. So that's one way we're going to use the underground piping system. And we have, 8 pipes here. 2 of them, fully upgraded, will be hauling 900 units of seawater over to where we are now. So I'm going to let them build that. I'm going to pause a couple of them because I don't think I can use them immediately. But I'm going to let them build those. At least those 5. We also have these 2 here that I was planning to use, and I probably will end up getting those too. Actually, why don't we try this? Let's have them build these 5 instead. And then we'll expand this way as we need to. Okay, so that's how we're going to use the first 2 pipes. And as a result of that, I'm probably going to go ahead and deliver these with Unity. We have over 1,000 yellow parts being used for this underground area. Kind of wild. The reason I need water so bad is, of course, these guys don't have enough water. But there's also the farm area, right? And right now, it's harder and harder to keep up with Unity because of these edicts. I want the edicts to not be needed. I want to take and unclick all of these water saver ones so that I can focus my Unity on maintenance saving, fuel saving, farm boosting, whatever. Like, I want to do the other stuff. I don't want to have it just for saving water. So we just got the cargo ship done loading for the oil rig. So it's all ready to rock and roll. 400 parts. We have the crew on board. Let's go ahead and deliver the cargo and upgrade that oil dock. Hopefully that's going to lead to us being able to bring in enough oil to keep these things running all the time. Now, keeping them running all the time is only part of it. We're burning oil to make the steam here, and the steam is then being redirected, and the resources from that is being redirected into these boilers so that we can make additional steam. And that's fine and all, but it's not as efficient, right? We have distillation stage 3 over there. That's much more efficient. We should be doing that here. A couple of things I want to do to get started on that then. I'm going to take the pipe that's here. This is our sour water pipe. We're going to remake this pipe to where this sour water pipe goes level 2 all the way over here instead. Whoops. Come on. There you go. And we're going to direct it. I think probably I'll just pop it into this. Yeah. Slam it into that instead. We're going to build that for the sour water to go that way instead. Okay. Then all of these need to be connected here. We can do that a lot cleaner. So we'll start by erasing this pipe, this one, and this one. And then eventually this one too. Yeah. That one's gone too. So all these little level 1 pipes, they can go, and we're going to connect these on a whole lot cleaner now. So now we take the sour water that's coming through here, which I believe is the lower one right there. Yep. This one is a steam one. Yep. And we're just going to take it from the bottom and bring it up to the top like this. From here, like this. And there you go. We've now redirected this a little bit cleaner. Doesn't stick out quite so far. Nice and stacked on top of each other. Now the cool thing is we've got 0 is not really occupied, but since the pipes wrap around, it kind of is. I could maybe change that, but I don't think it's necessary. Instead, what I'm going to do is we're just gonna say that the level 0 here is occupied. So 1, 2, it means we have 3. Seawater. Seawater is currently going like this. It really doesn't need to be. So we're going to have seawater be directed like this instead. It's going to go up across here. Come on now. Yep. And we're going to have it kind of stop here for a second. Just like that. And I want to change how this is being processed. I think I can double the amount of seawater we are processing here while also, I think I can double it and also don't use that much more space. I think maybe 10 to 15% more space, but double the capacity in this one little area. And it's important that I keep it in this little area because I eventually want to upgrade this cargo depot. I want it to go out to about 6. And so you'll take a look at number 2. Ignore the gas tank. And so it looks like it needs to be about there. Right? That's where the modules will stick out. And so if that's the case, right, I need it to be about, where the edge of that is. So I want to mark that kind of, let's say here. This is pretty safe, I think, at that point. Double check that marking. Yeah. So we want to say, as long as you stay within this area, and I don't know if this is actually in a, let me go flat here. As long as I don't fully cross that line, I should technically be okay. All right. So what I want to do here, and this is why I need the red parts kind of stacked. I have 166 of them. I think that's enough. And we're obviously making more as we go, right? So what I'd like to do is basically destroy all of this right now, since I can't move them. Or, no, they're facing this. I need them facing the other way. Yes, I'm going to destroy all of this. And we're going to recreate this to be more efficient with the space. And this is going to give me a lot of the components back, which is nice. But again, I believe I can get twice the processing capacity in here and really only use like maybe 15, 20% at the most more space. So how we're going to do this, oh, just use the damn button. I never remember this button exists. It's just, I don't remember this button exists. Very difficult for me to remember that. I'm sorry, it just is. All right, so here's where the pipes are in. Now, obviously this pipe is going away. It's being replaced by this one. So we can start that actually by just tearing this whole thing down. That's going to give us even more of these as well. Gives us these parts too. So this is where this comes in at. But again, I think the whole thing is getting reworked. And yeah, I don't need any of this either. So this can go, and this pipe here can go. So this really opens it up, you know? I think I'll bring this back to here. And I'll bring this one here back a little bit too. All right. That helps quite a bit. So now that we've cleared this out, what we're going to do is this. I'm going to say I want the thermal desalinators. We're going to have 8 of them. If I can fit 10 in here, I will, but that's obviously not going to be the same space. But if I can fit 10 in here, I think that'd be awesome too. What I'd like to do is group them up a little bit. So we'll have there, and then I want to flip it like that. Then I'm going to double that to here. Then I'm going to double that, flip it over, and put it to here. So this is now 8. All right. And then what we'll have with this, and again, I think I might be able to fit 10 in here. That'd be awesome if I could. Let me try that. I want this to be, yeah, steam side here. And nope, I hit the wrong button. That was G, not F. There we go. If I can make this fly, I think that'd be awesome. So what we want to do here is add pipe balancers into these areas. And you can't connect the pipe balancers direct. It won't work. So you need at least one space between them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pipe balancers in between all of these. So that gives me capacity for 10 of these desalinators. All right. Now we're only pumping seawater from 2 here, and that is only enough. It's 120 seawater. This is only enough for 4 of these, which is why we had 4 before. So the other 6 are coming from the steam, or sorry, coming from the seawater that's going to be made from these and piped over, right? So we're getting ready to put that into the system here too. So let me just pull this over as far as we can, and I think probably I can get away with it being probably about there is as far as I can go. And so now we have a situation where we need steam and seawater to get into this area. Let's focus on steam first, because I actually think that one's the more difficult one. We have a steam pipe that is located over here, right? This pipe balancer governs where steam is. And we have steam that's coming around this way, and I think we could probably use that. We could tap into this right here and bring it around this direction. We also have a steam pipe that's going through here, and this is the one that we were tapped into before, which is right there. And so what I think I can do is we'll have steam go like this, and then it's going to go up over top of this on this side. Okay. And it goes to there and then down. And then it comes up over top of this. See what I'm doing here? On this side. And then down. Okay? So the steam is going to get routed like that. And then we just simply plug in the pipes like this. Wow. I have to click more than one time for this to work, I guess. Come on. Where is it? Connect, please. Connect. Thank you. It actually takes a little bit there. It doesn't want to do it, but it will do it if you force it. So this is how this arrangement will go with the steam. Okay. So that's steam on this side. Now the seawater is of course coming in on this big one here. And the big one, you know, it's going to bring 240 units, which is the reason why it's tier 3, because it's 240. It's just a little extra units. But what we can do is we'll have this go straight down into this balancer. And then from this point on, it's all pipe 2. So we just do that. We just do that. We do this. And we do this. Now, we don't need to go and jump up over top of this, because these 4 are already going to be using the water that's coming from over here. They're already maxing that out. There's no reason to keep that going. So I don't need to jump this. So these 6 are then going to get it from the other side. What I'm kind of hoping to do here, and I haven't filled this in yet, so what I'm kind of hoping to do here is I want to cut into this. If I can clean it up, again, this is going to take a while, so it's probably not going to be this video, but I would like to, if I can, cut into this land right here after we build this and come around before this is fully filled in and bring the pipe all the way over and go right along this part here and then lift it up there. And then the seawater goes into the side. The thing about that I don't know about this, though, is whether or not it's going to block that port. So I'm just going to try this really quick to see if it lets me do it. I'm just trying to go along the edge. This is as low as it'll let me go, unfortunately. So I'll just have to play it like this. That's as low as it wants me to go. And I end up like right there. Does that block the port? Doesn't seem like it does, so that's probably fine. So what I should be able to do, I believe, is get the underground pipe that's taking this seawater from here, these 2 pipes, and I should be able to now dart this direction, go under the ground. Maybe I'll just dig it from here. It might be easier than going through this part. Dig under the ground and take the pipe that direction. Now, the plan was always to have a bridge here, and the problem with bridges here, and I mostly didn't care, so I've let the plans go because I was going to adjust it later anyway. But if I'm looking at it now, the large bridge can almost fit all these under here. It's just a matter of kind of tweaking where they are. So if I was to put this bridge where this side here is all the way on that, it's going to end up making this bridge be basically right here. So it kind of goes there. And if that's the case, then it's the center pipe that has to go. And that's it. That's the only pipe that has to go, is this one right here. So what we could do is just back it up a little bit, maybe to here. And then this is going to allow me, once this pipe is done and the wall is gone, I can put a bridge. I want it over here eventually, like this. But what I'm hoping to do is sort of put in a balancer and figure out what that pipe's going to be used for, and then implement a balancer under the ground and then connect it there. That way it's all coming out the same side. So 2 pipes lead to 1. And I was considering making it a water pipe so that I can take the extra water that's being made here and send it to the crops on that side. And so I could have this basically be, these 2 will be seawater coming towards us. This one can be water exiting going that way. And it will actually be a thick pipe for a little bit. And then it merges out or splits out into 2 separate pipe 2s under the ground, which then goes this direction, with one of the pipe 2s deviating that way to support that system, and one of the pipe 2s going immediately to irrigation. So that's how I'm planning to use that, I think. But it's going to take a little bit of tweaking and building and trying to figure out how to merge them. And I can't. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, and I'm wondering if I can actually build the pipe balancer under the ground. But I would like the balancer to be. I would actually like the balancer to be above ground. That's the hard part, because I want to be able to click it and control it. And if it's under the ground, I can't get that UI, right? The UI for this part, it's not accessible if it's underground. So I kind of need it above ground so that I can do that. But generally speaking, if I know the purpose already and I'm only going to send it that way and that's all I'm ever going to do, well, then I can set it up that way and it won't be that much of a problem, and I can get rid of this pipe entirely. So let's assume for a moment that I'll decide how that's going to work, and I'll go ahead and put the balancer in right here. It'll be like this, And then this pipe goes, it'll end up being a thicker pipe, wouldn't it? Yeah, but it's okay. It'll just end up being like this. So that's how it'll be underground. And that gives me the opening for the bridge to go over top of it like this. Now, it's not showing that I can build it now because of the concrete wall. But if I move out this way, you can see that will line up. We'll have 4 pipes underneath that central part and 3 pipes underneath that left side part. And then the right side is wide open for potentially having more infrastructure. Like, for example, more seawater pumps right here could then go underneath the bridge directly from there and then carry on to do whatever they're going to do. The other advantage to having this be above ground is that I could potentially hook up other things to it later. Because like on this side here and this side here. But again, I need to think about that a little bit. So for now, I'm going to mark it to be here and plan on it being underground. And if I ever want to change it, well, I won't be able to. So maybe I should actually do this. I'll just do this for now. We'll have this part. This part can keep being built because we're going to need it anyway. But I'm going to pause this part right here just so I can tinker with it as an idea and figure it out. But I think this is where I'm going to have my steam coming in on this side. And by steam, I mean seawater, sorry. Seawater is going to come in on this side. And the pipe will be exposed here just so I can click it. But it'll also be underground through this. And it'll come out over this side too. So yeah, so to do that and to have that done properly, I guess what I'll need to do is we'll need to take away, let's say, 2 levels on this side. Probably take away all of this actually. And we're going to have you instead be like this. It's going to be level 2 here. Let's make it 1. Yeah, we'll go down level 1 here. So +1 here. Yep. And they can start filling this in a lot lower. Wow, I don't know why that did that. That's weird. Yeah, lower now, like this. And all the way over like that. There we go. And then we can always fill it in higher once we're done burying the pipe, right? So that's how we'll handle that. If this works out the way I'm planning on it working out, then these seawater pumps will be pumping seawater, and it will be above ground here, but it'll be integrated with the rest of these pipes, so it'll be pretty clean. It's going to go underneath this bridge to not block traffic. And then basically it'll just be going down under here. We'll probably put another bridge here. It'll connect to these 2 pipes, and then you won't see that again. It won't even pop up again to even be noticeable until right about here, and then also this pipe here. And then it feeds right into there. I could also optionally bury this pipe underneath this little stair. If I had thought of it, I'm just now thinking of sending it from the other side. Because originally the plan was to pump the water from right here, just to have all of this stuff alongside and just pump it. But it interferes with the dock, and so I'm not going to bother with that right now. So anyway, this is my more elaborate, kind of maybe more than I needed to do plan to make that happen. I'm going to pause this pipe too. Okay, so that's how we're doing this. Now let me take a look really quick. We have a bunch of Unity, so I want to see how the pipes get buried through here. If I just remove all of these walls with Unity right now. There we go. There we go. And now I'm out of Unity, but I wanted to see them. Yep. Okay. The sand is falling onto the pipes. The burying process has begun. And when it's all said and done, you won't even know the pipes are here. It's all gonna be sand anyway. They're just gonna be underneath, and then over here, we'll actually be bumping this up to level 2, of course. So we'll flip this around, and you're gonna be covered to level 2 here. And then it's 3 all along this side, but we're not going to quite do that just yet. So it'll be here and then ramp up like that, and then it'll be 2 right here. But we're not ready to do quite that yet because we need this done first. This little area here needs to be done first. I'll just pull that back like that. But all of this can totally be built, or can totally be buried right now. Okay. So to make sure this works, I'm going to need to deliver this, and I can't do it because I don't have the Unity, but that's fine. We're going to pause these, We can't really use them right now anyway. We want these 4 to be built. And then the red pipe will get brought up from here. We're going to go up to level 2. It needs to go up to 3, actually. So we'll go to 3 here and then over and connect there. I kind of wish I could go underneath this. I think that would look a lot cleaner. But I also kind of like the 4 pipes merging into 2 over here that I have going on. I sort of like that too, so I'm going to leave it. But this is definitely needed to get the seawater over to the new pumps over there. So then what we're going to do after this is obviously we need a place for the brine and the water to go. And the water is going to be needing to go and hooking up to this pipe here. And this pipe here is a new pipe that's being built. And it goes all the way over here. I've already delivered the resources, but I don't know if I necessarily want it here yet. But essentially, this pipe is put in to bring all of this water production over here into the people over there. All that needs to happen for me to pump water from here directly to the people is for me to connect this pipe to this pipe. That's it. As soon as I do that, then the people will be getting water from the ground. But I will be probably tanking this entire supply by doing so. I don't really want to do that just yet. I'm also going to upgrade these rainwater tanks so that we can collect more. And you can see here, I'm also expanding my rainwater collection on this side so that the pipe wraps around and hooks up right there instead of going in the middle here. And that's going to allow me to hook up an extra one there and there. All I have to do is get rid of these pipes to do that. So now that that's built, I can pull that one off. And I don't want to do that all the way, though. Hang on. It's going to mess up things. I want to go just from here. Because I need this connector to stay. And then once I do this, like that, then this can be deleted. And now you can be built. There we go. Okay, so then as soon as this pipe is built, which I can do now, I can then go in and delete you all the way up to there. And then that'll let me place this right here. Almost. Almost. There we go. Nope, not quite. I'm dumb. Right here. I have to remove this. That's also required. There we go. Now place that there and connect it here. And then the only thing left to do at that point is to toggle the direction. So toggle you that way, toggle you that way, and toggle you that way, toggle you that way. Okay, now you'll go the right direction. We'll get the exports and stuff changed over in a second. You're going to go that way, and that way. Now all the water works its way into the tanks over here. Cool stuff. All right, let's go ahead and build that and that. Make sure all of these have exports turned off. There we go. And that's it. So we've expanded our water system now on this side. And I think that will be a bit more stable. It's also going to help, you know, because it's all feeding into the same balancer. So it's just generically going to help everything to have more rainwater over here. When it's raining a lot, we should be able to fill our tanks. At least I thought we could. Doesn't look like that's the case. So we are running out of water now. And looks like we have a health issue. Settlement full of waste. Why? You have plenty of places to dump it. Oh, I bet your work queue is too high, right? Like, you have all the pipes and stuff to build, and you're kind of trying to do that now, maybe? That's an issue. We're going to fix this temporarily. Is it 200 units apiece? Yikes. I can't really fix that very easily. For now, I'm going to do that. But I need you guys to focus this. Whoa, we're going to lose a ton of workers on this. That's really unfortunate. I need trucks to go over here and do this. I have been upgrading trucks, in case you're wondering. I have been upgrading trucks. It's just a slow process. You have to scrap an old one, and you get the new one going. This is odd. Where are all my trucks at? Like, I don't understand. How do we lose this? It's got to be the parts, right? It's got to be just like constantly trying to bring things. Fuel and the dirt, the sand, it's all getting dumped and moved over. Like, there's just a lot to do. Let me take a few of you away. And I'm going to take away, I think the big truck over here is going to get taken away too. I need you guys to focus this down and make this like numero uno, actually. Just get this out of here. And you have plenty of places to dump. You could dump the trash right here. You can dump the trash. You can't dump it here because it's, well, hang on. Ooh, that's not what I want. Yeah, I want this to be only sand. Yeah, this is supposed to be only sand. Damn. Here, let's do that really quick. Yeah, only sand. This infection is going to suck. It's going to take away so many workers from me right now. Let's bring the ship back. I can get at least those 60 people, but holy cow, man. Come on, trucks. Do the job. I removed the recycling edict because I needed the Unity for the water. And now that I've done that, the recycling is getting backed up. I was about to build this. There's 350 red parts delivered to this that would allow us to process the recyclables even faster. But yeah, this is just not working out here. Not processing nearly fast enough. I need workers. Of course, I need lots of workers. Let me see about maybe putting a pause on you two. I have all the research paused already. We can put a pause on all this iron right here. We're going to be replacing this iron anyway. Unpause. Yeah, you pause these. Pause you. Yep. 94 workers. Man, the health issues, they really tank you super hard. Wow. Now, I will need hospitals. I'm aware of that. I've had a couple people, mention about hospitals. But again, hospitals are a little bit more complicated because of the whole disinfectant thing. And it's about where my resources are located. It's a little hard to get the resources in position to make that stuff reliably right now. Until I get the pending projects done, and then it's a little easier. But I got to get the pending projects done first. And because it's a lot of trucks right now, especially burying this and everything. So I kind of just need to put a pin in it. I definitely want the water. So you're a number one priority. And I need to deliver the resources like so. This is for Steam. Yep. Steam's going to this one and this one. And then we hook up you to there. And hook up you to there. There we go. There we go. So you're all hooked up. And now it's just a matter of delivering the parts. But we should be able to actually process this with the seawater coming in from here. So the brine is going to come out 2 spaces. No. The brine... The water is going here into these pipe balancers. The brine is going to go over top of those. So the brine ends up going like this. Over top of this to here. To here. And then it wraps over and sticks into... I was going to say this pipe. So yeah, it could be this pipe, I guess. And then the brine on this side is going to go on the low ground. It comes all the way over to here. Oh, I see what the problem is. I didn't count on that. Hang on. Let me just back this up a little bit. It's the sour water. You're going like so. And then you can now connect to where you're supposed to be there. I think I'll, yeah, do that. Come on. There. Build that. Okay, this will direct the brine over where it needs to be. And we kept it raised a little bit here so that I can get the seawater pipe later underneath this and start connecting and then moving through the balancers. The water is getting redirected in a similar way, except it's coming out fast. So 48 plus 48, 48, 48. We can still technically do a tier 2 belt here, tier 2 pipe here. So we'll have you come out. Well, I need to connect all the brine to make sure it's not in the way. So you're going here. Then you are... It's outputting 24 brine. So you just need level 1 pipes going like this. Like that. And like that. So the water now feeds into here. Like that. And then we'll connect you straight up like this. And then we can go underneath. And then I want to go beside it because I can't go underneath it like this. It'll get in the way of... That's a good point. I probably should go up level 2, shouldn't I? Because it's going to get in the way. All of you can be like this, though. You can connect right there. Yeah, this should raise up. At least for a little while. But it's probably best to just raise it up right away. So from here down... Yeah, we'll take this away. I should be up level 2 here instead. So we'll give you level 2 pipe from here to here. At least. And then that will flow down into that. So that you will end up being level 2. If I can get you to cooperate. Maybe we'll go 1 from here. And then level 2. Probably better. Yeah, and now we can raise you to level 1 underneath this. And this can be where you are. That's a lot better, actually. Okay. And then it's kind of the opposite of what I need, though, if you think about it, because the water pipe is here. And the brine is lower and the water is higher, but they're going to switch spots temporarily to make this happen. So you're going to go like this. No, you're going to go over. Yep, like this. That's fine. I don't mind. And then we'll hook you up there. That routes all the resources to where they need to go. 104 workers needed. Jesus. That killed my population. That infection was really bad. Wow. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to grow anyway. Like, population's going to grow naturally anyway. But getting that number of workers back is going to be really tough. I need to unload the crew. That'll help a little bit. But still 42 people out of work right now. And I think, yeah, processing recyclables is going to be more important now, isn't it? So the thing is, if I turn this on, that's 300 power, 45 more jobs. I don't have the people for it at the moment. So, I mean, recyclables getting backed up meant more garbage, right? And now these are all empty. But at least I have more of them as a just in case. Although that's 4 workers each one. Yikes. I'm gonna take away 2 of them. We really should be on top of garbage more regularly. Let's keep making the trucks as much as we can. Okay, so they're not doing any building here. So I guess I'm gonna build these because I want to kind of get this started. They built this one, but I think they're gonna have a tough time reaching the other ones. Maybe that's what it's all about. Let me just kind of go bop, 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 bop. That's an awful lot of yellow parts. But it goes all the way down and connects into here. Look at them all burying it. They know what they're doing. Look at them go. Bury it. Bury my pipes. this green wave of construction takes place. All right. All my pipes are made. I think for the most part, I think I can do this. I think I can bury it maybe up to here, leave this part unburied, and then once I've got it fully configured and done correctly, then I can bury the rest of it. It's probably the way to go too, because if I do want to go underground in that direction to hook up the steam, then this is a good way to do it. In fact, I would even argue that having a balancer here would be a good way to do it too. And then it could just be redirected without even going above ground, but I think that's a little bit more challenging. It's going to take a lot longer to do. I think I'm going to be fine with just bringing it like I was going to before and just having the pipes go, you know, over here and through. That's going to take a lot longer to do. But we will allow this construction to happen. And I think I'll just have the balancer be under the ground for now. Yeah, if I want to move it, then I can move it. So I can move it later if it's really that important. Okay. So still trying to get all this stuff built to get this rocking. If we can get it moving. Looks like these 3 are at least built now. That should allow us to start processing water again. And what we need now is to redirect things correctly. So that's where Brian's going there, and that's cool. We can do the same thing here. Sorry. Like this, and like this, and like this. And of course, if it doesn't have anywhere to go, then it just gets dumped. For the water needs redirected. And I'm kind of hoping you'll allow me to do this. I'm not sure if this is too close or not. I like pretty compact builds if you can't tell. I like to be really space efficient. As best as I can anyway. And most people think that you actually have a ton of space in this game. Those people run out of space quite soon. Aww. Okay, it can kind of go off to the side a little bit, and that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. It's kind of looks okay. There's a little bit of an organization to it. There. And then finally you are going to go and connect. Well, kind of hoping you connect there, but it doesn't look like you want to. We could put you here, or we can just wait until you head this. I think we're just going to wait. Because this water is going to head this way anyway. Yeah, so we'll wait until you come over here, and then it'll connect to this pipe right here, like that. That brings the water into the system here. And then finally you will just go up and connect to this pipe here like this, straight on. You can't do it straight on, but you can do it like this. That's fine. Whoa, what happened there? What happened there? All I wanted to do was connect you. What'd you do? That's peculiar. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. The ground just collapsed underneath it. Weird. Okay. So again, we want the water to be output and exported where it needs to go. Same thing with the brine. All this really just needs to go. Go. There we are. And I think we're all connected. Although I didn't really mean to click that one. Shoot. Well, tell you what, let's get the parts back for that. Because I don't want the parts to be missing for that. And then what we'll do is flip you over like so. There. Now you can be paused and we still get those resources. And I want to build that one instead. Very, very close to getting all the water and stuff back online. But look, we don't use that much more space. Maybe it's like 30% more space. But to be fair, I did say double it for like 15% more space. And I ended up doing more than doubling it by going from 4 to 10 in this area. And then I want this to be a high priority job as well. So this is water generation. Very, very important. Send the water over where it needs to be. And so these 4 sending water down this pipe and it gets into the water system here. Now, one thing I could probably do and would like to do is eventually I can get this water to also direct into this giant ass tank. And then this tank can have its pipe routed over through the bridge, probably through 2 bridges, because this bridge is going to move up. This bridge will take it underneath here, and then it hooks up to this. And then that water can be fed that way, right? But it can also go into town from this pipe here. This pipe takes the water all the way into town by bringing it all the way around and getting it into that balancer, which then redirects all the way over here and gets into these tanks. And yeah, water still a problem, but you can see I got an idea to fix it. It's just gonna take a bit. Oh, you built this one too, you silly billies. Well, I mean, I could get the seawater routed in there, I guess. It already is, actually. All I have to do is deliver these 2 parts and it's working, so I guess I'll do that. Actually, this needed to be built anyway. Yeah. Now it's working. And I believe you have... How did you get steam? Through here. You didn't get the water yet. That's what you don't have yet, is seawater. And that's, I think that's fine. All right, so there's that. Now, to create extra steam, right? And again, we're trying not to block this expansion, so we got to stay... That is danger close. We'll most likely do distillation 3 on this side, along here, because I'm running out of space on this side, and I really want to make sure trucks can still move through here. So I'm thinking distillation 3 probably gets set up right here, and it'll run along here, maybe 8 to 10 units, possibly. I think I can support 8. Yeah, there's 8 of these, so I can support 8. So if we put them on this side, or maybe we put them back here, either way, it wouldn't be too hard to do that, because the naphtha could take the place in getting routed with the light oil. So the light oil is already routed around to this point, so we just take it from this tank and we feed it into the system right here, right? All the light oil ends up right here and with this tank, so that works. And then the naphtha can then be redirected through the pipe that this is already using, and I can redirect the naphtha into this pipe, and that will feed naphtha into the light oil burners that we're already using. It's already routed that way. So effectively, to retrofit this to have distillation 3, we simply build distillation 3 over here. We take this pipe and route it straight over into distillation 3 anyway, and then we route all the naphtha from distillation 3 into this pipe, effectively just bypassing that. And just like that, all of the burners will now burn naphtha instead. For the fuel gas, I would like to get the final limestone upgraded, and then we can tear this down and bring coal all the way back to here, which would be nice. We wouldn't even need the coal anymore. Yeah, it's just into here. So this would be the end point for the coal now. We backed it all the way up. That would help alleviate pressure from the coal, although it's really not that much pressure anyway, since this thing is running but doesn't need to run very often. And I could probably pause it and get away with that with our current concrete production, since it does get backed up sometimes anyway. And by sometimes, I mean now. Yeah, it's completely backed up now. So I think that is... I need to keep that on, actually, so that if they ever get it from the port, they have a place to put it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I need to let this run for a little bit. I need this to develop and to build. Since we have these pipes built now, I can go ahead and destroy these walls all the way to here. Have them all queued for destruction, which is going to give us back all the iron, all the concrete, etc. Destroy these walls too. And I'm going to leave these ones just for now, just to make sure I can access this and maybe change it out. I'm not sure how I want to play that just yet, but that's how we'll do that. These pipes need to be changing their direction because these are going to be my seawater pipes. So we'll have this be an out. This is going to be an in, and it will end up being upgraded. And I don't know whether or not we'll, again, have this on the above ground or below. Doesn't really matter, but if we do it above, then I'd like to do it right wherever the bridge is going to be. This is going to be like right inside the bridge, just so I don't see it, but I can still click it. And then, well, actually we can't do that, can we? It has to be just outside the bridge because the post for the bridge has to be here. That's the only reason this pipe got eliminated. Maybe it will just be underground. If I set it up exactly what I need right away, which is basically like right now, if I just set this up and leave it, then it actually is set up already. So if I just leave it like this, then that's done. We have one big pipe that will split into two little ones, and that supply can then get pushed off wherever we want it to go. It might be better since it doesn't need to be prioritized because it's going to just split, right? The pipe splitter, we could actually have the balancer on this side instead. Place the balancer right here, and then it could go off from this point wherever it needs to go. We can split it here, and that way I can always click it. It's probably better than having the balancer underground. Although, that said, since I've already built it, it's just going to cost me resources now to remove it. I think, anyway. I get 8 back. That is a net positive, isn't it? Yeah, all right. Let's do this. This is a net positive anyway. We're going to take and have this pipe be upgraded. And you'll end up going like this. And then you'll just go like that. That's effectively the same thing I was going to do anyway, because I wasn't going to place any priority on it. So this is done now. Yeah, okay. So let's tear this wall down too. We can let this stuff start to bury, or start to get buried. And so now we'll tear down the walls, and you'll see what happens when we tear that down. The side starts to collapse in. And so this is the reason why we needed the wall, because I wouldn't have been able to build a pipe alongside this since it's not even terrain. And so it just, again, we need to have it all, you need to have it all dumped in here too. So why don't we start with this side, and we'll just say that we want you to be level 3 through to here. And this is level 3 as well. So this gets us started on the burying process on this side. I think I might go a little bit slower with this area, only because there's a chance, it's a small chance, but there is a chance that I will want to deviate one of these pipes over like this into this side, and for a quick path to get it into here, right? So if I was going to do that, I would need to go through the mine to do it. And that's what I would probably use this little area for. So I'm going to fill this in, but I'm not going to do it all the way just yet. Because again, there's a chance that I want to do something like that. So let's just kind of do one of these numbers. We'll bury it up to here, and then later on we can bury it further if we need to. So, okay, that's all I wanted to say, guys. That is that's the video for today. I know it's a lot of talking, a lot of planning, a lot of looking at things. I think this looks a little bit cleaner. I think this system right here is a lot more compact, and it really makes the space more functional in this way. Fortunately, we lost like 100 people in a plague and with infections, so that's going to be a problem. But like I said, this little project of transitioning and using less of certain resources is going to be it's going to be there's a transition to it, right? There's many videos, a little sub-series, if you will, for it. Next, I want to start alleviating pressure off of coal, because we're bringing it in with the boat, but there's nothing in storage. So we're clearly using more coal than we can handle. Part of that, I think, is just like the focus that the coal has right now. They've been digging into a lot of dirt, and so the boat has been taking care of all of our coal needs, which isn't too shabby, I guess. We are still, I think, making coal from wood. No, we're not anymore. I should be. Yeah, we are. Oh yeah, I think we can afford to do coal from wood for a little while, so we can go ahead and flip these on. Well, we don't have workers for them anyway, but when we get workers, we'll do it. But that's going to be in a little bit. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Also wanted to show you that I've expanded a little bit more into glass. So we're making more glass now, and that's going to hopefully allow us to start working on some more advanced stuff that's using glass as a resource, and I'm probably going to have to do that over in this area. So we end up basically belting glass over here, and now I feel kind of meh about trucking household goods, because if I'm going to bring glass this way anyway, I might as well have spent the extra to bring the wood over here, and then the steel was already here. Could have made household goods here and had it delivered, but you know, it's fine. It's a cake and eat it too thing, and I'm not super worried about it. So I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna keep this building, keep this going. We obviously have some problems still, but we're at the absolute peak of what we can afford to do. And so as we transition, again, like I said, into newer technologies soon, not yet. See, there's no lab available right now because we need workers, but very soon we're going to get into adding steam into this area from the naphtha burning, from the naphtha producers, and then so we'll hopefully have a lot less coal. We'll still need the coal for power, but we'll be less reliant on it still, because we'll upgrade these to the level 2 versions. And when that happens, the ratio drops. So instead of one boiler supporting 2 of these, it becomes 1 boiler per. And so we're going to upgrade all of these and all of these, except we're going to be adding the steam from the naphtha boilers into the system to compensate for that, that extra bit there. And then as we go forward too, technology is going to actually allow me to replace these. We won't be using these anymore either. Cooling towers are going to go away, because there's actually a much better formula. And I think you guys are going to like where I'm headed with this, because you can be net positive on water with nuclear power. Yes, I'll say it again. You can be net positive on water with nuclear power if you do it right. I'll show you that later once we get there. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.